Something that's important to take note of in that video where that girl admits to being jealous of her friend is her speech. Listen to the way that she talks, because this is something that's common amongst people who are prone to being jealous or envious. In her speech, the language that she uses, she exposes the lack mentality that she has and the scarcity mindset. Because she talks about how, in her experience, as she's witnessing her friend live the life that she would want for herself and have the career or the things that she also wants for herself, the mental internal dialogue in her mind as she's witnessing this is, oh, she has everything that I could ever want. She didn't even have to work hard for what she got. She didn't have to earn it. She said more things, but what's very clear in her video is that she's living in this lack mentality. She's got that scarcity mindset, and that's why she's jealous. She also said in her video that she's glad that they're not friends anymore because she couldn't stand being around her anymore. The thing is, just because she's no longer around that friend doesn't mean that she won't feel this way towards another person, because it's really not about the person outside of them. There's internal things going on. The issue that these type of people have, the people who are prone to jealousy and envy, is they don't know how to switch gears. Okay, and I'm going to explain this because I was reading the comments on her video, and there were people saying, oh girl, like jealousy is such a normal emotion, you know? And to an extent, yes, it is normal. But there are also people who I've listened to that made videos, they had takes about her video that were saying, no, like they don't be feeling jealousy like that. And they're not lying, okay? Because here's the difference. People who are prone to jealousy and envy, they're taking one pathway. Those who aren't prone to jealousy and envy, they're taking another path, okay? When you witness someone having the life that you would like for yourself, there's two paths in front of you. You either get resentful that you don't have it and you become jealous and envious, or you get inspired. You don't have it, but you don't have a lack or scarcity mentality. You see someone having what you would prefer for yourself, and you get inspired and you watch and see, and you're like, oh my God, like that's the possibility for me, right? So this is the crossroads or the gear I was talking about. People who are prone to jealousy and envy, instead of switching gears and not outsource their power and get inspired, they put themselves like down and they sit in that ugly thing, that jealousy or that envy. It's also okay to first, let's say you witness that person having what you want. It's okay to first feel that jealousy, right? You go there and then you can switch paths. You switch the gear. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when you are feeling envious and jealous, it's because you're not in your power. And you could think you're all that, and you could think you're in your power until somebody else walks in that has what you want, or they may be more solid internally than you, and you collapse, right? And when that collapse happens, rather than focusing inward, they're looking at this person like, oh, what? Like, why'd you make me feel this way? You know what I mean? When really it's internal. What I'm really trying to explain about people who are prone to jealousy and envy is they haven't mastered alchemy. And then there are those who are really good at alchemy, which is a very small percentage of people, but they're really good at not even having to get into that gear of jealousy. They just instantly go to inspiration because they have an abundance mindset. When they see someone have something, because they're not sitting in a lack mentality, they're thinking, I can have it too. I'm inspired. Oh my God. And this is something that they've been practicing since they were little. Maybe, yeah, they experienced jealousy when they were little, but subconsciously or internally, they just kind of knew how to switch the gears because they always called their power back to them. Because this is what people who are prone to jealousy and envy are doing. They're outsourcing their power, which they did themselves, right? They see someone that has what they have, or they see someone that's internally more solid than they are, and they collapse rather than going in. Because when you have that internal collapse, it's a breakdown, right? You have to go in there and build yourself up. This is why it's good. It can be good to have a breakdown, because each time that you collapse or break down, you can always go in and build yourself up and build yourself up even stronger than before. But people who are prone to jealousy and envy, this is where they struggle, because once their gear has been shifted to this side, they don't know how to get out of it. And the person outside of them who triggered this internal feeling and this internal breakdown, collapse that's happening, because they don't know what to do with it, they're going to be focused on that person who triggered it, and a lot of ugly shit happens. In that video, that girl, she's developing a self-awareness, so she'll get through it. I'm sure she'll work through that. But there are some people out here, a lot of people out here, who never develop an awareness to this, and they go through life feeling this way. In that video, she's still young, so it's not really showing up in her face, but there are people who go through life being like that, never developing an awareness to it, never working through it. And as they get older, because that energy that they're sitting in is like, there's a certain, I'm not, no shade, okay? But there's a certain flavor to jealousy and envy. It's poisonous. And the more that they sit in this energy a lot throughout their life, it starts to show up in their face. They turn ugly, literally. People who are like that, their youth may cloak that type of character and behavior, but as they get to their 30s, that's when their face really shows.